Here we are at the Prairie Orchard on July 27th. We're going to take the grafting tape off of the successful grafts that we had this past spring. We have a couple Orleans Renette grafts that were successful this year with our makeshift technology of some plumber's sticky tape with duct tape superimposed. As you can see, we got some fairly good growth. It is now July. I think it's time for these to come off in order to avoid constraining the growth of that stem. So we're just going to reach over, start pulling some of this off, and take a look at what our graft looks like underneath. May need two hands here. So it took me about 4 or 5 minutes to get the tape off of both of these two grafting efforts, and I just wanted to show you the result. I guess I'm not terribly satisfied with the tacky plumber's tape. It did pull off some of the bark here that you can see on the back of our stem, and that's a little bit concerning, and it has left a little bit of tacky material on the stem that's in place, and I'm not sure if that material is going to be healthy for the plant in the long run, but we will have to see. I think it's possible that that tacky material had something to do with the lack of higher success with our grafting this spring. Probably stay away from that tacky material. The duct tape worked a little bit better last year than this particular intervention. Here are the other two successful grafts that I did this past spring, and they are Liberty, which is a disease-resistant red apple. As you can see, the technique used for these grafts was also experimental, using a little bit of pipefitter's tack tape with some duct tape to hold it all together. As you saw with the other apples that I just managed, the Orleans Renette grafts, the tack tape was a little stickier than I thought it was going to be, and it has pulled off some of the skin of these new graft unions, hopefully not sufficient to cause problems. I'm going to work on these right now. So the final result with Liberty was actually very disappointing. It took me a few minutes to get this this grafting tape, in quotes, off of the graft. It was quite tacky and very difficult to pull off. I guess I also have some concerns that that very sweet chemical-like smell that comes with that tape really affects the biology of the graft union, as one of the grafts really just fell apart as soon as I took the tape off. Despite all the growth that was taking place above, you'll see here there's just the end of my graft union, my saddle graft union, right there. And here is the piece that goes on top of it. You can see it goes like that. Unfortunately, whether it was the chemicals or some unfortunate other fact about the development of this graft, despite the very apparent growth on the scion, there was never any success in terms of actually making a graft union. I guess it's also possible that the pressure I had to put on the stem in order to remove the graft tape also contributed to this problem. I guess my final assessment of this experiment using duct tape and plumber's tacky tape is that it is not the way to go. But I do have 3 successful grafts that I hope to follow, and let's see if they grow and thrive as I hope they will over the coming months.